Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? It is wonderful to see y'all again. I'm just going to switch over here and mute this because it's getting ready to scream out. There it goes. Oh my gosh. Anyways, welcome back to the sofa, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to the little impromptu live chat that we're doing tonight. I hope everybody's doing well out there. We're just going to take a minute, say hello to all the little Sofa Squad members, and everybody here hanging out on the sofa. We do have Roscoe. He's cuddled up behind me. It's a little bit cold in the studio, so we're kind of hunkered down here. I don't know about anybody else out there. I can only speak for North Carolina and all parts of North Carolina today. Um, it is rainy and it is cold and it is just like bleh here. So it's like fireplace, snuggly wuggly kind of weather today. Oh, I hope y'all are doing well. Now I can switch back over to the chat so I can say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Cement Shoes. Hello, Mel. Hey, All Crime. Hey, Old Soul. Hey, Coffee and Cats. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Red Velvet, I hope you're still here. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Lost Ronan. Hey, MJ. Hey, Veronica. I hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Big Mel's Wonderland. What's going on? Hey, Elaine. Kathy. Sandy. Fuzzy Doxy. TJ. Jennifer. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. That's good to see y'all. So I figure what we'll end up doing today is, hey Spooky, hey Kate, hey Tina. I figure we'll just end up going over some of these headlines. I've basically been collecting them, and I go back and forth because there's some stuff that's like, people will email me over, and I want to talk about it. I'm like, should I do a video, whatever? And then it's like I get busy and all that. So I've been kind of collecting some of this stuff, and then other stuff is like recent or whatever, because it's just I don't have time to make like a little quick video like I was doing over here on this channel. So like, you know what? We're just gonna kind of kick it over to doing a live and cover all those little things and whatnot. Okay. So we'll do that. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Not much is going on here at the sofa, just to catch up on like stuff that we've been doing over here. Basically, today I installed a new bathroom faucet. That pretty much took the whole day. I was also working on like a script, if you will, for research, let's just call it, but making my notes, however I'm going to lay out the video, whatever you want to call it, for this Bryan and Anna Walsh's case that went on. I don't even know what to say about that one. So I was like working on that, working in the bathroom, doing that, did grocery shopping, just catching up and doing all that kind of stuff today. And again, it's been raining all day long. So it's just been kind of a gross day. And we've just been kind of hunkered down here in the house. Now, if you're going to see, not if you're going to see me, you're going to see me, but you know what I'm saying? If you see me looking down here, I'm looking at the computer in front of me, and I actually am using my camera that I film with as the webcam. It has so much of a better picture than my usual webcam. So that's why I'm going to be going back and forth. Now, before we get started, Roscoe does want to say, hey, Roscoe.
Say, don't bother me. I'm thinking. Don't bother me. What are you doing? Oh, hey, everybody.
Say, hey, everybody. Say, hey, Sofa Squad. Roscoe's been a very sleepy boy today.
Say, yeah, basically, leave me be.
Roscoe sleeps. I know, like the last few videos I've done, I'm like Roscoe's sleeping and Roscoe's doing this, so it's hard to explain. But like the prop sofa, if you will, it's a real sofa, but the one that's in the videos, he has his bed. Well, he has beds all over the place, but he has a bed underneath that sofa because he'll jump off sometimes, and then he has like his travel bed under there. He'll go set. He's 14, so he just all he wants to do is sleep at this point, right? So sometimes I'll be recording and he'll get tired of sitting up there, so he'll jump down and go under there. It's just what he does. Okay. I'm kind of surprised he's sitting back here behind me this whole time. So anyways, okay, everybody, let me just jump over here to the chat and we're gonna get going and talk about all this stuff. Okay, let's see here, where are we at? Okay. Hey, Kelly Holly. I hope you're good. Hey, Emily Sparks. What's going on? Hey, Gail, Kelly. Hey. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start talking about some of the stuff. Now, first things first, because I was going through my little list of things I've been making. I was like, I know there's something major in here that I was like, oh my God, I have to, whatever. And I found my notes about this and I was like, So first thing we're going to go over, and just let me pull up here. I'm going to share the screen with y'all. Well, hold on. We don't want that. And let me just remind myself how to share the damn screen. My God almighty, y'all just bear with me now. Okay. We don't want to do that. We want to present. We want to present something to the Sofa Squad. We want to share the screen. That's what we want to do. Yes, we're aware of this. Yes, we want to do a Chrome tab. There we are. We want to share it. And then we're going to come back over to make sure you see the same thing as me. There we are. Okay, so Carol Baskin, this whole thing. So Carol Baskin from whatever you call this. Oh my God, I cannot believe. Y'all, what is it called? Forgot what it's called. Tiger King. Oh my God. I was like, I cannot believe I forgot what it's called. Because my next thought was I literally unfollowed them on Instagram because they would post so many things on Instagram. And I was like, I cannot take this anymore. I cannot take it anymore. And I unfollowed them like yesterday, I think. And so I was like, I can't believe I just forgot it. Anyways, so this whole thing went around, of her husband's like alive and well and wherever he went to, and that like he's been alive this whole time and it's been confirmed and all this type stuff. And I was like, oh my God, right? I was like, he ran screaming from that situation, right? So then this article came out that kind of stole that thunder. All this is allegedly, I forgot to say this at the beginning. Y'all, all this stuff is allegedly. This is just headline stuff, and this is for all the stuff we're going over. Y'all know this is just opinions. I ain't no doctor. I ain't no lawyer. I ain't nothing fancy like that. Okay, so a sheriff's office searching for Carol Baskin's husband denied that he'd been found after her claim that he was alive and well in Costa Rica resurfaced. There she is. Claims that her ex-husband is alive in Costa Rica have resurfaced online, but the sheriff's office following his case denied the claim in a statement to Insider. The office told Insider that a letter from the DHS supporting these claims has not happened. Now, it goes on to say after a viral clip from 2021 in which Carol claimed that her late husband, Don Lewis, is alive and well in Costa Rica resurfaced, the Florida Sheriff's Office of the case has denied her claims and maintains that he is dead. We have not received any communication from our federal partners that confirms the location of missing person Don Lewis. They said the statement. And then it goes on, just to say that she's from the Tiger King and all this kind of stuff. Now, if you're not familiar with this, season 1, go watch it. It was interesting. Season 2 was no, you don't need to watch it. You can probably just read this article here and be done with it. But basically, her husband is gone. People think that she offed him and fed him to the tigers and alligators and all sorts of stuff, and that took his money basically. So there's that. Now, my whole thing is. And see, here it is. In season 2 of Tiger King, it was revealed that a letter from the Department of Homeland Security said that Lewis is alive and well and living in Costa Rica. It's in her best interest to produce something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, come on. Let's be honest. It won't. Oh, working. Okay. So I about fell out of my chair when I started seeing that resurface. Talking about, he's alive and all that type of stuff. I was like, you've got to be kidding me, right? But no, he apparently is still gone. But here's my thing. What if but she has the money. I personally think that she did something to him, right? But I mean, who knows? She's not been convicted of it, right? So there's that. Okay, so then let's switch back over here real quick because I can't really see. Okay, hold on. Let's go over here. Boom. Okay, there we go. Here we are. Okay, so there we are. I'm just catching up with y'all. Okay, so there was that little article. Now let's see what's the next one that I was like, oh my God, I want to come to you. Okay, this one is old at this point, y'all, and I kept wanting to talk about it, but we need to just get it out of the damn way. Okay, so let me share this one because I've been wanting to like say my little piece on it or whatever. Let me get back over here. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to share the screen. That's what we're doing. I'm going to present. I'm going to share the screen. I'm willing to do that. Yes. I'm agreeing. Yes. Scott Peterson. We're talking about Scott Peterson. Okay, so for those that might not follow that, well, first of all, let me make sure you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so then let's come back over here. Let's actually scroll down. Okay. For those that don't follow or haven't followed his thing, this is the Lacey Peterson. I mean, this is back in 2002. He was convicted of taking Lacey and his unborn son's life, and it's been a whole thing. Well, he did get the DP, thrown out. He's doing a life sentence. And then honestly, y'all, and I said this and I was wrong. I was very convinced he was going to get a new trial because the whole thing that went down with the juror and all that kind of stuff, I was like, yeah, if ever there was a reason, right, for one, I was like, we're going to go through another Peterson trial, right? And shockingly, did not happen. So he is denied a new trial in the death of his pregnant wife. And it says, convicted, Scott Peterson was denied a new trial. Peterson was turned aside more than a year after the California Supreme Court ordered Judge Ann Christine Masulo to consider whether juror misconduct denied him a fair trial. I mean, yeah, so the team argued that juror 7, a woman named Rochelle Nice, had been untruthful and hid details of her personal life, they said. Nice was accused of prejudicial misconduct because she did not disclose that she was the victim of DV and had sought a restraining order in 2000 over fears that her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend would harm her unborn baby. Very similar to the situation going on. I mean, this is like, she caused a lot of uproar in this case, right? So yeah, I was surprised that it didn't happen. I was expecting it. So yeah, I was wrong on that one. So yep, I mean, he's back there. But what I also think is funny is this, and not funny, but I mean, it is what it is. He had been on death row for how long, right? So here's my thing. And again, I don't know how it works in that world and stuff like that. So now he's been converted to life, right? Pardon me. He's been converted to life. I don't know if he'll always be in protective custody or what will happen to him, but to me, it's like, oh, well, great. Now I have a life sentence and no new trial. So I'm just going to be sitting up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, I don't know what death row is like. Maybe he's like, oh, great, I won. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, see some comments are saying, yeah, oh, good, the family doesn't have to go through another thing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they fired up a whole other trial, it's gonna be like, oh my God, here we go again. It's no, absolutely not. Okay, now I'm going to stop that one. And then I'm just going to come over here and read some comments and reply and see how everybody's doing. Allegedly says, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was very surprised because you never know with all these different cases. You know what I mean? Like one case might get thrown out. It's so interesting. That's one thing that fascinates me about true crime and the legal aspect of it is to see how different everything is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know what's going to happen and which way this is going to go and and so I was like, wow. Okay, now let's see what the next thing is. We just went over Scott Peterson. Oh Lord, do I even need y'all don't know if we can handle this one this soon into the damn sofa. Y'all already know. I'm gonna put it here so this is the first thing y'all see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry when I share a screen. I'm gonna make it a damn surprise. It's a bad surprise, I guess, but I mean, my God, so much has been going on with this. Okay, where is it? Share screen. Okay. Hey Maggie, how's it going? Share screen. Crib tab. It asks you so many questions. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure y'all see what I see. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I mean, don't you just want to sit there and just shake the curl out? I mean, my God. Okay, so you already know Lori Damn Daybell, Chad Damn Daybell. Lori Vallow disputes. Lori Vallow debuts new jail look as defense claims she didn't participate in the children's you know what. Prosecuting attorney Rob Wood argued that the state will prove Vallow intended for her children and Tammy to, leave this earth. 100% agree, right? So we already know that, she's pointing the finger at Alex, right? Which we knew this. Okay. we knew this was coming, right? It's just now that it's happening, right? Now, but here, okay, so let me just calm down. I get very all up in it over this case. Okay, so let me just read through this because I want to make some commentary on this one here. So as Vallow displayed a new look in court on Thursday, her defense team said they don't believe that she actually participated in what went down. Vallow and her husband Chad Daybell allegedly took the life of their the two children, Joshua and Tylee, as well as Daybell's wife, Tammy. If you've been following this, we don't believe the state is going to be able to prove Lori was a major contributor to the crime, Public Defender John Thomas said during a Thursday evening hearing in Fremont County, according to East Idaho News Director Nate Eaton. We don't believe Lori actually participated in any of these events or that she even knew about them. She didn't anticipate them happening and certainly was not a participant. Now, so very interesting. Again, I think this is why she's not going with any kind of an insanity or anything like that, because it would be admitting guilt on some level, right? God help us if she's able to squirm her way through this over this. Now, I'm sure they're going to hit her on other things. I pray the state has enough evidence to tie her into this, because it's almost like one of these things where it's like, girl, no, we know what's really going on. Please hold while I take a sip. So, Thomas made the comment while Vallow's team argued against the DP for the so-called cult mom who wore red blush and had her hair styled in ringlet curls from the Madison County Jail on Thursday. Here's this part. Vallow reportedly tried to make eye contact with her husband through the hearing, but he did not once glance in her direction, according to Nate Eaton. Now, let's just stop there for a second, but while we do, we'll leave it on that picture. She got dolled up for Chad, okay? She was wanting some portal time. She was wanting to go deep in the portal, and she was wanting him to know that the portal was fired up, okay? What does that? I mean, that's so interesting to me, because it's almost like she's still trying to do whatever it is she does. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Chad might be more like, oh God, like, okay, is he gonna like turn against her? Is he gonna, like, what is he gonna say? Is he gonna tie her into it for a deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's interesting. Excuse me. So let's continue. Please hold. Here we go. Okay, so he said that he would take so the judge said that he would take the team's death penalty arguments under consideration and issue a written order. According to Eaton, Boyce also ruled against a request for Vallow to meet with Daybell ahead of their April trial during Thursday's hearing. I don't think that Chad would want to at this point, though. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. Rob Wood, he's the prosecutor attorney. He said the state will prove that Vallow intended for her children and Tammy Daybell to die. I'm not going to get into the evidence of the case. Sufficient to say a grand jury has found probable cause that she did commit these crimes, he said, according to Eaton. So, I mean, go on, Rob. Reel it in. Here's the two children. I mean, it's just so sad. It's so absolutely sad. I really hope they have the evidence to get them all in there. She can't, like I said, weasel her way out of this. And it will be interesting to see what goes down. I mean, this is maybe giving us a little glimpse into how the courtroom's going to play out. You know what I'm saying? Please hold. So, allegedly, I mean, this is, supposed to be coming down the pipeline. Its case has gone on forever. And it has been dragged out and dragged out and dragged out. And I really, really hope that they can just, get in, reel this in and bring justice and, proper burials and, all this stuff, right? It's heartbreaking. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, so the look of the curls, the extra makeup, the this and that, I mean, it's just so Lori. You know what I'm saying? Just Lori being Lori at this point. Makes me sick to my damn stomach, to be honest. Y'all, now I did a video on this the other day, but I also had this because I finally got it in. Y'all already know what it's going to be when I put it up here. Hold on one second. Where'd it go? I had to click all these things for the share screen thing. And there's probably a more efficient way to do this, but, you know, we're a little bit, you know, we don't really know what we're 100% doing with this stuff here. The damn squad, you know, it's okay. Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone. Hey, Boone. Hey, boys, y'all got some Boones for him? Sarah Boone. Okay. She looks, I don't know when that picture was taken, but she looks healthier there. So attorney plans to argue. Now, we already went over this, but here's the thing. The case has been postponed until like April. Y'all, let's put it this way. I ordered new damn cups over this. I don't know if you can see that. Hello, my name is hold on. There it goes. Hello, my name is Unintentional. Sofa Squad in the back. I ordered this, but here's what we're going to do, because this is now, the unintentional thing is so prevalent with Sarah and with, what's his name, Daryl. Like this whole thing of, I didn't mean to do it, therefore I should just be okay to go. So this is going to be our new, we drinketh from the unintentional cup. Okay, while we're reviewing these cases and whatnot. Okay. So very disappointed in this. Very disappointed to have another delay in justice for everybody. But I mean, we're just gonna have to hang tight. Okay, now hold on one jiffy. Let me just get to my little chat thing over here. Thank you, KMB. I just saw your thing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping the doors open and the cushions fluffed. Okay, let me just catch up on the things right. MJ says Sarah's now on her 6th lawyer, I believe. Yeah, and so, you know, the lawyer is basically called out with COVID or whatever. And so she has run these lawyers through the damn ringer, y'all, okay? And so I'm very, very, very curious to see how this is going to go down, because I almost now anticipating it to get put off again, because I think that she's probably causing a lot of drama. You know, she's going to be a nightmare in the courtroom. And now, you know, at first I was like, there's no way she's going to take it to, you know, she's going to take the stand or anything like this. And then some people in the comments were like, I think she will. And after like seeing some people's like reasonings why, I'm like, you know what, I might have to agree with y'all. I think she might end up taking a stand on this one, and it's going to be a you know what show. Yeah, and Mel says, and how are you doing, Mel? Mel says, I didn't mean to kill. It's the Baldwin defense, a new chapter in defense law. I mean, that's crazy, y'all. Alec Baldwin. Now, again, when I say that's crazy, I have not followed the whole thing. So, I mean, I just know, yes, there was a live bullet, this whole thing. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know the details. I don't know if there's like drama between him and this person and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. And Neen says she has to stand now that she is basing her defense on battered woman. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's gonna be, you know, because here's the thing. I mean, if y'all follow the Sarah Boone thing and you saw the video of the moment of what do you call it? You know, when Jorge was in the suitcase. I mean, it's horrible, right? And so now this is not to negate the fact that you know, maybe some stuff has gone on between, clearly stuff has gone on between her and Jorge, right? I'm not trying to say that, you know, maybe he didn't do something to her, maybe whatever, but the moment that they're pinpointing this down to, it's like, no. And I think there's going to be a lot of character witnesses that probably get up there and talk about that, her being pretty abusive to him. We're going to have to say. Hey, Chrissy, how's it going? Hey, AC, welcome to the sofa. I hope all is well. Oh, Brophy. I have not yet watched the Lifetime movie yet. I downloaded the thing and I'm going to do it soon. It's just been crazy busy. So let me go over here. Let me stop sharing this thing. Let's go on to the next thing. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Oh my God. This one, and I can't remember who sent this to me. I talked to them in email today. So if you're in the chat room, claim your fame, girl. Claim your fame. But a sofa squatter sent this article to me today, and I was like, oh my God. And I can't remember the name of it. She was like, this reminds me of those two people. Y'all help me out here. I did a video on it. The couple that took the life of their very small baby, and they made that like casket that they put down in a well, and like they took the stand, like the wife did at least, and she was like a hot mess express. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And they were horrible. They were more concerned about their dogs than they were the children. Do y'all remember who that was? I can look it up, but if you remember, drop it like it's hot in the comment section. Oh gosh, yes, Dylan Groves. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. I mean, see, just from that little bit, you already know. Okay, baby Dylan. Yep, thank you. Yep, the Groves. Yep, thank you, Cement. Okay, so let me go share this because this one was like literally. I'm like, what are people thinking? They're not. Is the thing. Okay, hold on. Where's present? Or present, I mean. Share screen. Where are we at? Share screen. Okay, we want a Chrome tab it. Fort Dodge Mom. Share. I'm making sure y'all see the same thing as me. Yes. Okay. So, this is January 20th. Fort Dodge mom accused of drowning newborn is asking for new lawyers. Taylor Blaha. Something Blaha. I don't know. Also, you know who else reminds me of? Courtney and y'all know who I'm talking about. The hair immediately I went Courtney. God, what is his name? Jeremy? I can't think of people. My memory's going today, y'all. Damn. I mean, the sofa's being something's messing with me. Okay. We're just going to read through this because literally I'm just like, oh my God, so trigger warning up in here. One of the Fort Dodge parents accused of drowning their newborn daughter in a bathtub is asking for different public defenders. Brandon Toma and Taylor Blaha are charged with first-degree M. Toma is also charged with abuse of a corpse. Court documents filed earlier this week show Blaha submitted a letter to the judge asking for a new public attorney because she did not think her current representation had her best interest in mind. The letter also said she didn't understand what they told her or what was on the court documents and asked the judge to consider Blaha's learning disability in the decision. Let's get on down this article. Let's just see if she doesn't know what's going on. A hearing on the matter has been scheduled for January 27th. Blah, I'm saying her name Blaha. I don't know if that's how you say it. And Toma are accused of drowning their baby daughter, who they named Kayleen, in the bathtub of their apartment shortly after her birth on November 16th, 2022. Court documents said that they took her life because the child's life because they were worried neighbors would call police after hearing her cry, and the couple would lose custody of their 2-year-old child once methamphetamines were found in the baby's system. Okay. So this was the next best thing, to do this. Okay, so Toma is accused of getting rid of the baby's body. Now you see him right here, right? I don't know if you can see my cursor. I mean, my God, okay? My God. Text messages between the couple indicated the body was initially discarded in a wooded area near Kenyon Road Bridge. Police searched the area, but no body was found. Police also searched a rural area north of North Central Iowa Regional Landfill after Toma told investigators that's where he discarded the remains. No remains were found at the location. It's supposed to be August 8th is the trial, and then Blaha's trial is February 28th, but will likely be delayed if she's granted new representation. Ooh, Mama Jama. Ooh, chitty chitty, bang bang on that one. Okay. I mean, yeah, Betty Boo. So they lost custody anyway. Amen. Yeah, I mean, exactly. This is what blows my mind. You saw the pictures, okay? I mean, it's I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but I mean, we ain't firing on all cylinders here, okay? I mean, this is probably the most logical thing they came up with, but this is what always gets me. That poor little baby. First of all, that poor little soul. What a short, horrifying journey. Can you imagine? That is your only awareness here on this plane is instantly that just, I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around it. But then to sit there do that to the baby for fear of, oh, they're going to find drugs in the baby. Oh, we'll lose our other kid. I mean, and I'm just like, my God, I mean, it blows my mind. Blows my mind. Now, allegedly says, where'd you go? Hold on. Where are you? Leticia Stauch is finally going to trial in March. Well, my good God, let's look that up real quick. That's another one right there. That's another one. Now, that's going to be, okay. Hold on. I'm just looking at this other screen real quick too. Attorneys ask court to dismiss lawsuit. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's see what this says. Attorneys ask court to dismiss lawsuit filed by Leticia Stauch. This was like 2 weeks ago. Oh no, it did not. Hold on. Attorneys representing El Paso County and El Paso Sheriff's deputies filed a motion in federal court on Wednesday to dismiss a lawsuit filed by Leticia Stauch, who is accused of taking the life of stepson Gannon. It claims that El Paso County, the jail's food provider, a pair of El Paso Sheriff's deputies, and the jail's medical provider had mistreated Stauch and violated her First and Eighth Amendment rights, which protect the freedom of religion and protect against cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, this is what gets me. God only knows. She didn't have that consideration for poor little Gannon. I mean, God knows the things she did to that boy. This is all about her kosher meals. Yeah, I mean, she is going to waste so much taxpayer money for the rest of her natural life filing lawsuits like this, okay? Like, this is literally what she's going to do for the rest of her life. There's nothing else to do, right? Literally, it's all over her kosher meals and saying she couldn't get them and and it's a nightmare is what it is. It's 100% a nightmare. Pardon me. Thank you, Gypsy. I appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the main channel. This is where I just pop on and go live sometimes. Hey, Angela, how's it going? Okay, let's see. We're getting ready. So, and Kelly Holly, I hope you're doing well. And yes, let me see if we've made it to that yet. We just talked about that couple. Oh, well, here we are. I'm going down the little Chrome tabs that I have open to see what I want to talk about. And next on the list is Alec Murdaugh's thing here. Now, y'all, I was gonna make a video on this, but I was like, there's no way to talk about this. And let me tell you what, YouTube, they came out with new what do you call that? Like community guideline stuff. And they're like, I mean, a couple of my videos, some of them are so old I forgot about them. And they're like, we took this down. Because like one of them was like this video, it was the shorts that I did. I'm talking about this like the reels, like basically YouTube's TikTok. And it was like I don't know what it was. I forgot about it. But it was a guy in a bunny suit beating someone up. I guess it was like somebody who was playing the Easter Bunny for something, got mad and like attacked somebody. And usually I veer away from posting anything that might show something like that, but they took it down. This never happened to me before. Anyways, so that being said, I'm kind of changing some stuff up to try and make sure I don't have that happen again with certain things. So this article, I was like, I don't know any nice way to talk about this. Like, this is just horrifying, right? And we're going to be hearing about it in court, or not in court, but you know what I'm saying? So, there's that. Let me see here. So let me go down here to present. Okay. Dan, let's share the screen. Okay. We're going to share it. We're okay with that. Yes, we accept. Okay. Let me make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. And you are. Ooh, buckle those seatbelts up and trigger warnings ahead if you need them. Okay. Oh, Namajama. Yeah, wow. Fire hot. Okay. So, this is the Alex Murdaugh trial. It starts tomorrow. Amazingly, it's starting when it starts. Shocked on that. And of course, I have to work tomorrow. So there's that. I think it's just the jury thing tomorrow. So I'm hoping like opening statements, I'll be around for that because I'm dying to hear what they have to say for him. Which I just think they're going to pick apart evidence. And I think they're going to try and say that, he has this airtight alibi. Anyways, so gruesome report. So we're just going to go over this. Gruesome forensic report reveals Paul Murdaugh's brain was, blown out, and his mom Maggie was shot 5 times. Okay, now again, this is alleged right now, because we don't really know 100% that he did this. I mean, y'all, it is what it is, okay? But, whatever. So, how could you do this to, number one, anybody? Your own son, the woman who gave birth to your children, your wife. I mean, 5 times, that's anger right there. Son's brain was blown out. I mean, come on. So let's read about this. So the new details have emerged. His legal team included graphic crime scene detail and illegal filing, trying to get evidence thrown out. It includes images from the dog kennels where Murdaugh said he found his wife Maggie and their 22-year-old son Paul after they were blasted to death on June 2nd, 2021. Maggie was found face down after being shot 5 times with a rifle, according to a report. 3 of the blasts was while she was standing, but 2 of the shots would have been instantly fatal, hitting her brain. One of the first went through her left breast. The other was fired into the back of her head. At least one appeared to be fired while she was holding herself up on her knees, her right hand with her shoulders and head down. God bless her. And in that moment, she probably knew exactly what was going down. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about that in 1 second. Let's keep going. The filings included images and graphics showing where Maggie and Paul were found dead. The Murdaugh's troubled son was also face down, having been shot twice with a shotgun, not the rifle used on his mom. He was first hit in the chest from several feet away, leaving him standing and heading for a door before the second bullet in the neck and shoulder blew out his brain and immediately killed him. I mean, my God. And there they are. I mean... So Maggie, Murdaugh seen with Buster and Paul. And let's keep going. Paul seen him with Alex. Okay, yeah. Because both the mom and son died immediately, there would be no heartbeat and hence no something blood. Still, he reported that the fatal shot to Paul's shoulder, face, and head would likely produce enough back spatter and would be within range to contaminate the shooter. So, seeing the evidence of whatever, it'll be interesting to see if they have any blood evidence on Alex, is what I'm getting at. The report included pictures showing blood on the ground where Paul was shot and the dog kennels on the family's property. The wound to his mom would also be sufficient to produce back spatter. The lawyers included the graphic evidence in a bid to throw out testimony about apparent spatter found on a T-shirt the high-powered lawyer wore that night. They accused the expert of changing his opinion and findings, while also noting that Murdaugh had always admitted to being the one to find his kin in the bloody scene. Now, there was something with the state that went down where it was like, and they were going to have a hearing on this, where it was like, this could be drama right here, right? Of this whole changing the testimony and stuff like that. So, the filing less than a week before Murdaugh's murder trial is set to start accuses prosecutors of having immediately decided that Alex was guilty before anyone collected, investigated, or reviewed any evidence. Unable to build a solid case, he instead engaged in a campaign of selective and deceptive leaks, with perhaps the most extraordinary being news reports about the questionable finding of spatter on the shirt. Look at the look on the person's face behind him. They really put her out there, didn't they? I mean, they really put her out. Why did they pick that picture? I would be really mad if I was her, right? Like, that's not fair. Oh, and wait, I didn't see that people had... Hold on, I just came over here. Let me make sure to say hello. I'm sorry, everybody, if I missed you. Thank you, Humbler Growler, and thank you, Fuzzy Doxy. I really appreciate it. And there was somebody else that did something. I'm sorry. I've been over on my other screen. KK, it looks like you were over here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you all very much. I appreciate those super chats. It's really sweet of you. Sorry, I almost missed it. I've been over here reading. Okay, so... like you said, the leak was, so it goes into the leak. It was a lie, wrote Murdaugh's lawyers. Prosecutors have said that Murdaugh killed his wife and the youngest son to distract from his damning financial crimes, which allegedly lined his pockets with nearly $9 million. I mean, honestly, y'all, it's not, at this point, we need to not say what crime has he committed, but which ones has he not. Okay, because that's much easier to do. Okay, this dude has literally gotten his hand caught in like every damn honey pot and cookie jar there is. Okay, it's bad. It's really, really bad. There's a lot of death, a lot of privilege, a lot of like crazy stuff that surrounds his family and this man. It's like insane. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that article here real quick. And the trial allegedly starts tomorrow. I believe it's going to begin, with jury selection, that kind of thing. So we're going to have to see. And Jenny says, on the other hand, the entire saga reminds me of a nightmare soap opera from the 80s. It really does. It really, really does, right? 100%. It's just, I mean, this is like, this is the Carolina drama. I mean, come on now. It's crazy. So what's this other thing here? Wait, okay, there's that one. Okay, now this one, y'all, we're not going to go too in depth here because I've been like researching this today and like making up, I call it a script, but it's just like my notes and the way that I want to do my video on it, because it's going to be less of a reaction video and more of like a what do you call it? Like let's review the big, important parts of this or whatever. And so let me just get it up here. Boom. Where did I go? Where did y'all go? Where's my Sofa squad? Well, let's take a moment real quick. Let's just come over here and check in with the damn squad. Now look, let me get back over here. And Chrissy, I'm not going to go to the trial. I hope that I'll be able to do something like that. Like, I mean, for the ones that are kind of near in the near future, I think some changes are coming about this year that we might be announcing soon. And so I might be able to do stuff like that, but we'll see. Like, I would love to be able to go, obviously, to Idaho to see Lori and Chad meet their fate. That definitely won't happen. That's going to come up too soon. This right here would be fascinating to go see. Pardon me. So, we're just gonna have to see. And Miss O says probably the most serious topic that film can listen around. There, I mean, you live in Charleston, Kelly. You're gonna have to give us a tea then, Kelly. You're gonna have to give us a tea on it. It's gonna totally be messy. Okay, so let's switch back over to here and go over this next thing because this one is crazy, okay? I'm talking crazy. I'm talking crazy. Unintentional. Unintentional. I cannot get over that. For the life of me, I cannot get over that. Unintentional. Share screen. Share screen. There has to be an easier way to do this. Chrome tab. Bam. 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 Okay. Y'all, when you want to talk some turned upness, we're talking turned upness. Anna and Bryan Walsh's, Anna's disappearance, now alleged, murder. Bryan is in jail. This is her. Anna is a mother, a daughter, a wife, a friend, a real estate, I don't know if you would say tycoon, but she's, done very well. She's, very wealthy, owns like a nice portfolio. I mean, they're a very well-to-do family, live in a very bougie place in Massachusetts. And, her husband, Bryan, it would seem, allegedly, has done something absolutely horrible to her. Here's the thing with this case. This is the thing that gets me when I look into this. First of all, Bryan, I mean, y'all, he was on probation when he did this. He had a GPS tracker on him, for God's sakes. I mean, the stupidity in this one, you're like, You know, I mean, it's like Daryl Brooks meets, I don't even know who. I mean, I can't even get there. He is a grifter. I mean, from grifting school, I mean, you name it, okay? This poor woman, God knows the things that he has put this family through, his children, the whole 9 yards. And obviously, we know now what he's continuing to do, right? So he's done bad art deals. He's pilfered his family's estate. Like I said, he was on probation for this other thing when he did allegedly this right here. And I mean, y'all, the evidence on this, I mean, we're talking Walmart evidence from Walmart school. Okay. We're talking rolling up in the Home Depot wearing a mask and some plastic gloves, even though he's being tracked the whole damn time. I mean, it's literally, I mean, we're talking about the dumbest criminals type thing going on here. You know, and then the horrendous things that it looks like he did to this poor woman. I mean, we're talking monstrous chainsaw massacre level stuff. Probably all in the name of money, probably all in the name of narcissism, probably all in the name of greed. You know what I'm saying? It's just your typical run of the mill narcissist stuff. You know, she probably wised up to him. She's been putting up with his junk, you know, his drama. She was over it. She was probably going to be leaving. You know what I'm saying? And so, pardon me. And he couldn't handle that. You know, she had all this money. You know, she just sold this home. You know, it's okay. Wait, Linda says he had an ankle bracelet, but it's my understanding. Okay, so I thought they all had the GPS thing in it. So maybe it didn't. I could be mistaken there. Thank you, Linda. So yeah, allegedly says he never watched a Dateline episode. Y'all, let me tell you what. Oh my God, hold on. Thank you for saying Dateline, although I think this is 2020 I'm getting ready to talk about, but please hold. Okay, so this is what I'm working on right now. So let me just wrap this one up. So, pardon me. Pardon me. I'm sorry. This is what I'm working on right now. Hopefully this video will come out this week. And I'm just going to go over like the main parts of it, kind of thing, so I can get caught up with it so we can talk about it as it goes on. So we'll see. Anyway, let me go ahead and stop sharing this. Where is this? Okay. And let me find this over here now. This, I literally watched this episode numerous times. I've been watching. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Let me find it. Let me just see if I can find something that kind of sums it up. Yep, here we go. Okay, hold on. I'm going to come over here and share this for y'all. Hey, H Rivers, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Okay, so present and then share screen and then share screen. Yep, we're all good with it. Okay, so okay, so you remember the Idaho 2020 thing that came out or whatever? Okay, so after that, I keep calling the Dateline 2020. I don't know why I do that. I even did it in the damn title. I don't know if at one point it was called that or what. Anyway, so after I watched that, I watched this, and y'all, when I tell you I watched this numerous times because I was so intrigued by this case, and I was just like really like, okay, I need to crack this case. I went back and forth on if I thought this kid did this or not. So, and if you've watched this or seen it or know of the case, drop it like it's hot in the comments because I'm curious to see what you think. So it's called I Have Been Watching. We're just going to go through this very quick. Antonio Armstrong, a former NFL player turned successful business owner, his wife, Dawn Armstrong, raised what seemed to be a picture-perfect Texas family centered on faith and football. But on a fateful night in July 2016, everything changed when their 16-year-old son, AJ, called 911 and reported that he heard gunshots from their room. When police arrived, they found the murder weapon had been left behind, along with a mysterious note that read, "I've been watching for a long time." And a new 2020 ABC News chief national correspondent Lieutenant Matt Gutman has the first network interview with AJ, who was quickly identified as a prime suspect by authorities. AJ, who is facing a third capital murder trial after 2 hung juries, denies the charge and describes what he says really happened in the house that night, as well as his relationship with his parents and brother Josh, who defense attorneys point to as the possible alternate suspect, even though authorities have cleared him. Okay, now let me come back over to y'all real quick. Okay, so first of all, so let's see. So let's see. You've heard of the mind as Okay, so when I watched it, this is what I took from it. So first of all, very like all American, clean cut looking family, right? You do not, and the kids too, because they're talking to, there's 3 kids. One of them doesn't live at home, but lives very close to it. But we're talking about this kid, AJ, and I cannot remember his sister's name, but I'm talking like picture perfect looking children, right? So you don't expect this from them. Number one, okay? Like you just are like, he could never do that. He's so innocent looking. Okay, so there's that. Secondly, yeah, he's like, all you know is this 911 call comes in, and he's talking about there's some gunshots in my parents' room. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And then he's like, he's like, you got to come with me. You got to come with me. Da, da, da. And basically, cops come, all this type of stuff. Well, then they're like this. They're like, okay, he had to turn the alarm off to let the cops in. And so they're basically like, there's no evidence that the alarm ever did anything, you know what I'm saying? And so they're like, what's up with that? And so basically very quickly they're like, well, he had to be the person who did this. Okay, so long story short, like this said, he's coming up on this year his 3rd time going to trial over this, because they had 2 hung juries. The first time it was like 8-4. I want to say 8 guilty, 4 innocent. Then it reverted. It was 8 innocent, 4 guilty. And one of the things that they're arguing, the defense is saying, well, his brother could have done it, the older brother who has like some mental stuff going on and just a lot of issues or whatever. Now here's the clincher. First of all, whole family stands by him. The grandmother, the sister, you cannot tell me he did this. He did not do this, so on and so forth. So he's living with the grandmother now. Now he has, a kid. I don't know if they're married, but he has a girlfriend or something, So they're like, no way, no way, no way. Well, first of all, like the murder weapon, I think was in the house. Like it came, it was their gun or something. Anyways, when they start doing the trajectory of bullets and stuff like that, first of all, they find a bullet, like somebody has shot through the floor of his bedroom. And he was like, oh, well, I was showing my cousin the gun like last week. And, we were playing around. I was trying to be cool and I shot it. And that's where that came from. And I didn't want to tell mom and dad, so I hid it. And I'm kind of like this. I mean, I guess to me, I'm like, that's pretty major, right? But again, it's I don't know. I can see that happening. Like I can see a teenage boy doing that, right? Even though it freaks me out to be like, shot a gun in the house. I mean, again, I can see it happening. So there's that. Yes, it's the whole note thing. It came from their cabinet, all this type of stuff. Now, after the fact, he'll be like, well, I saw someone in the house that night, like somebody like with a mask or something like that, which he didn't say at first on the 911 call. And he was like, I forget what his excuse was for that. Here's where it started to Gypsy burn the carpet playing with matches. So there's a weird burn. Thank you, Gypsy. I forgot about that part. There's a weird burn on the carpet. And I forget when he said that because it didn't look like what he said it was. But again, maybe he was just lying about that. I don't know, right? So the part that got me at the very, very beginning, I was like, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. But then towards the end, when they said this stuff, I was like, okay, maybe I changed my mind, but I don't think I could convict. But again, I mean, I just watched, 45-minute show on it. So then when they started doing the cell phone stuff, this was part of the evidence. They had done the cell phones and the pings and all this. So then they were basically able to get like more detailed stuff. And they were like, oh, well, we can tell when the phone was unhooked. We can tell when it, this happened and that happened, and so on and so forth. And so they were like, he was always on his phone, but like, I forget how many minutes before the murders happened, his phone is unhooked from the charger and then it goes offline or something. But they were able to tell that something was on the screen, and they were like, this was him using it as a flashlight to walk down, like basically to his parents' room or something like that. And then the phone evidence got me, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty damning. But again, it's not like it wasn't it wasn't like a, no pun intended, smoking gun, you know what I'm saying? And Gypsy says, I believe he was going to burn the house down to cover it. Excellent point. I've not looked into it any deeper. Well, maybe I did do some Reddit post on it, but I mean, it's been a hot minute. I haven't gone any further into it than like that right there, right? But I mean, I too was like, I don't, from what I've seen, and they just said this, one of the jurors, they didn't like interview them obviously and show their face, but like talking to somebody who was like undercover after the fact, basically was like, we felt like he did it, but there was way too much of a, there was way too much reasonable doubt in there. And I mean, that's pretty much how I felt too. I was like, I don't know what to say, because a huge part of the defense's thing was like tearing apart the evidence for the alarm code, and like, oh, well, it could have been this, it could have been that, and blah, 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 and if you do this and this door's open, it won't ring. But the prosecution's like, look, at the end of the day, he had to turn the alarm off for the cops to come in, so it was working. It didn't go off any other time. There was no evidence that anybody else came into this home. It happened from somebody in the home. But again, just you talk to him or you look at him and his sister and hear them talking and conversating, and you're like, oh, they would never hurt a fly, right? I don't know. But it was an excellent episodes like that. And again, I mean, I wish they had resolution, right, for the victims and stuff like that. But things like that, such as I don't know, like the John Bonet, like these mysterious type things. They fascinate me. They make me kind of keep coming back. Pardon me. I can't wait to hear from the alarm code company with him. Yeah. Pardon me. Now, also, let's very quickly, we have the Bryan Kohberger. My God, y'all. It's been a long week. I've just had today off. Got to go to work tomorrow, and then I have the rest of the week off. The Bryan Kohberger stuff. Pardon me. I am so this is where I stand with this at this point. Let's just say, and again, allegedly all this stuff, right? I think he was an incel. And again, if you've watched my videos on it, up until very recently, I thought that was a terrorist thing. I think what I was mistaking it with was the sleeper cell. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was a terrorist thing. So I've learned that it's not. Basically, dude can't get laid, and that whole thing. And so hearing all these stories coming from people who knew him and this, that, and the other, I'm like, yeah, this is like some level of rage. I am very curious to get more, well, not like I'm personally getting it, right? But to see and find out more evidence on the contact that he had with the people in the home. I feel like Kaylee was the target. I don't, for whatever reason, I just feel like she was the target. Again, it's heartbreaking, but also interesting that she had come back for this week. She was, kind of moving on, if you will. And then all this went down. But I feel like it has something to do with that. I feel like all that kind of stuff. When we started seeing all these things about how he was in school, how he was, on dates and this type thing. And again, it doesn't, people can still be that way, but not take other people out. You know what I'm saying? But when you just start looking at all the stuff, it's like, and also with that search warrant, the stuff that they found and whatnot, like the dog hair, which I think is interesting. Also, the blood, what seems to be bloody sheets, stuff like that. This is what I think is so fascinating with him, is that some things he seemed to be careful about, other things that was, like this, just, I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he blipped on it or something. I don't know. And so I found that part to be just, it just, I mean, it's fascinating to me. So I'm just curious to see what comes down the pipeline with that. What more we find out. I think we're going to see people coming out of the woodworks. Remember Chris Watts? I mean, people still to this day probably coming out talking about, I had an affair, I did this, blah, 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 blah. Now what's seemingly interesting about this is that people have damn receipts on Bryan, right? And again, it just, I've seen this happen, and I think that we've all seen stuff like this. And let me get rid of the screen because we're not doing it anymore. There we are. Sorry. Where, the whole thing of, oh, he was this like kind of chubby guy. He was like really picked on, yada, yada, yada. Because I think that a lot of people were calling that out when they saw kind of like the demographics of who got taken out in this house and the whole 9 yards, and it started coming down the pipeline. And so then we see Bryan, and, oh, he lost all this weight. He started going to the gym. But then it was almost like, again, like hurt people. Hurt people can become the bully too, that type thing. And I just feel like that was totally the case with this. And again, that's why I'm very curious to see who was he after in there, or was it like a group effort, if you will? I think that the guy, pardon me, y'all, I cannot think of his name right now. Ethan and Zaina. Is it Ethan and Zaina that was on the second floor? I'm getting all mixed up now. Yeah, Ethan and Zaina on the second floor, right? The boyfriend, girlfriend. Regardless, the people on the middle floor, whatever. I almost feel like that was just like a what do you call it? I don't know how to say it. That was not his main reason being there, kind of a thing. That was not the reasoning in being there. I almost feel like when I watched that Dateline thing, again, 2020, I'm sorry, the way it was all laid out, it almost seemed to me like she ran into him. Because the way it was going down and like the timing of it and the food being delivered and her getting that, and she had the ear things in, and I was like, what if she couldn't hear anything and he's like in the house? She runs into him, there's this squabble, right? And like he wasn't planning on that, you know what I'm saying? Because like I think if I'm correct, the evidence shows that people fall back, especially one of the girls upstairs. And then if you start comparing pardon me, to some of the stuff that was said in that group when he was pretending to be, what was it called, Papa Roger or whatever his name was, where he was like trying to be in that group and talking about like what happened and stuff. And he was like, oh, one of them got it even worse because they tried to fight back or tried to get away or something. So I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm going to read some comments real quick about it. So just please hold. Okay, so Old Soul says, Paul, you asked why that night. Maybe he knew Kaylee would be leaving soon, so he had to rush. That's a possibility. And yes, Old Soul, I have wondered that too. If he knew following her, like if it was like, okay, it's now or never type situation, because yes, I do wonder what happened that night, what went down, what triggered him, what said, now it has to, we got to go ahead through with it. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if he'll pull a Daryl Brooks and defend himself. Kind of doubt it, but we good to buy. Yes, Sandy, if God only knows if he ends up defending himself. I don't think he would be explosive like what's his name, like Daryl, because that's just complete side note, I have made a video. So many people have asked me to, and I never did for the longest time because we got all busy with all this stuff. I finally made the video talking about Daryl's rap career and his those things where they wheeled him in the wheelchair, like all that kind of stuff. It'll come out in a couple of weeks when I have time to edit it. But I finally did it for those who have asked or whatever. And I mean, it was so fun, y'all. I cannot, I mean, y'all, the cringe on his videos, I was like, dude, no. Okay. So here we go. I need to cover something in case the guy woke up. I believe that either casualties. Kohberger lived. She lives academic. Wait, oh, hold on. Please hold. Please hold. My screen went away. It could have been the date too. He'd be liking himself. He probably had dates and times. Now he didn't know how to socialize with any haters or probably. Yeah, Mel, 100%. He totally. Yeah, clearly he had bizarre social skills, like no social skills. Okay, like none. I mean, the things that people were describing, like their interactions, I mean, it was weird. And yeah, I think he got really frustrated with that. Daryl's Hot found your channel. Yeah, a lot of people. And I said this about the Daryl thing too when I was watching him in court when he came back in to the other court in Minnesota or wherever it was, in the wheelchair where they had him strapped down, and it was like he had a male judge in that one, and then a male lawyer sitting next to him. Now, mind you, they had him strapped down, he had a mask on, but he was very quiet. You know, he looked mad, and I was like, this is going to really be interesting for all of us here to see how this goes, you know, with him and being around that. I don't do anything. Yeah, I wonder what could, you know, because I often wondered, like, okay, maybe he was up, because, like, well, a couple of things. So I'm thinking on the comment that Old Soul just made, which is it's odd that he was always up doing things in his apartment at odd hours, and so I guess my thing, one of that is, okay, you're living in the family living unit on this apartment thing for people with families and all that type of stuff, going to school, staying up late, like the one woman was like, I didn't want to say anything, you know, basically like if he didn't talk about my baby crying, I wasn't going to say anything about him running the whatever some odd hour. I mean, I can remember in my younger days where I would stay up late doing stuff, but I was also very hyper aware of doing loud things in an apartment situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, well, he's a student, so he might naturally just stay up late doing things. But then it's like, it's just kind of rude to me, I guess, to be like, oh, I'm going to vacuum at 1 a.m. You know, if you're living in like an apartment or something, right? So yeah, so. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, everybody, is I've got to go. At my time, it's 8 o'clock, so that means that I'm getting ready to turn into a little pumpkin. I've gone over all the articles and stuff that I had kind of set aside and whatnot. And so I have to get up super early in the morning and go to work. Boo, tomato, tomato. Bye. But I'll work all day tomorrow. Then I'm gonna come home and see how far they've gotten in the Murdaugh trial, and then we're going to kind of be watching out for that. And so talking about that next week, yada, yada, yada. We'll probably meet back up here next weekend, maybe at some point, and talk about it. So we'll see. So thank you, everybody who joined tonight. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for commenting and joining in and talking about these cases. I love it. It was nice to meet all the new people who are joining us on the sofa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a friend. And Roscoe, you want to say goodnight? You want to say night-night?
Leave me alone. I'm thinking.
You want to say goodnight to the Sofa Squad? Say goodnight. See, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy, boy. All right, everybody. Good night. We love you. Thank you for being here, and we will see you very soon. Y'all sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite. Shoo-ba-doo-doo, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.